Hello people of the internet, Howard here bringing you all another video game commentary. Since today's Weekly Wednesday, I'm going to tell you all about the biggest headlines from last week. Yesterday, Obama gave his State of the Union address. In it, he talked a lot about taxes and how he wanted to close many of the tax loopholes for the rich and force them to pay at least the same tax rate as the middle class. And he also wanted, with that increased revenue, he also wanted to cut taxes for the middle and lower classes via tax breaks. Obama here, as you guys can obviously tell, wants to try out a middle-out approach of economics rather than a conservative trickle-down approach where he wants to try to ensure that the middle class will thrive, because with the thriving middle class, the rest of the economy will grow as well. Whereas with an increasingly growing upper class, in which the 1% gain more and more, economic growth will definitely stagnate. ISIS has recently done something terrible, including 2 Japanese hostages. They required a ransom of $200 million from the Japanese Tokyo government, and in response, the Japanese Prime Minister promised that that same sum of $200 million would be sent to Middle Eastern nations fighting the Islamist State of ISIS. The only caveat, however, which is obviously a good one, is that the funds will be non-military aid. In my opinion, this is a great response by the Prime Minister, since ISIS probably didn't expect that. The first rule with any criminal, but especially terrorists, is to avoid negotiations at all costs. In Colorado, Jack Holmes, the man who sprayed bullets into an audience in 2012 at the Batman movie dressed as the Joker, is on trial. 2 questions that he and his lawyers have to consider are: 1, was he mentally stable at the time of his attack, attacking of the moviegoers? And 2, when he loses, which is most definitely going to be the case, unless if they do find that he was somehow unstable mentally, will he deserve capital punishment, meaning the death sentence? In my opinion, he should definitely be put in jail for life for his violent and murderous actions. But in my opinion, the death sentence would just stoop us down to his level, causing us to murder him. The judiciary has had many arguments over judicial candidates campaigning for funds. 30 out of the 39 states involved in these arguments have already forbade it. In my opinion, judicial candidates should not be allowed to campaign for funds, because we want someone to uphold the Constitution, not someone who will just buy the position so that they can put it on their resume, for instance. Now let's go into the economy. Wall Street has had mixed end results at closing time today. There were some stocks that increased, some that decreased, but this is natural. European shares ended up finishing a bit higher than US shares on Wall Street, and Asian indexes had big gains. However, China had the lowest economic growth that they've ever had in the past 24 years, which is troubling for them, since they are classically known as the fastest growing economic nation. Also, as a little factoid of sorts, did you guys know that 1% of the rich of the globe will own over 50% of the world's total wealth? In my opinion, that's definitely unfair and will be very harmful in the long run, because economic inequality causes economic stagnation for the whole of society, and it causes inequality on all levels. Now, let's go into the sports corner. In the NFL, the conference championship games concluded. The Seahawks came back in spectacular fashion over Green Bay, overcoming a 16-0 deficit in the 4th quarter, and New England absolutely dominated the Indianapolis Colts in a controversial match, as officials found that 11 out of the 12 game balls were purposefully deflated by the Patriots. We await the NFL's decision on how they will discipline the team, but any decision will definitely cause outrage on either side, because if they fail to, be strict enough with the Patriots, all the other fans, especially Indianapolis fans, will definitely go up in arms Whereas if they do go down too hard on the Patriots organization, then the fans of New England will definitely voice their concerns. In the NBA, the Warriors remain atop the league after tonight's great win over a solid Rockets team. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson had great nights, and so did Draymond Green and Bogut, grabbing rebounds. In the East, the Hawks remained dominant, while the Wizards fell to OKC at the buzzer in overtime tonight, off a nice Russell Westbrook layup off an inbounds play drawn up by the coach. 105 to 103. Thanks. I hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, don't go changing.